Next item on our agenda is I'm going to call Delegate Zataslo to the podium to discuss the West Virginia Legislature accepting an invitation to become a member of the National Energy Council. So if you would.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. The opportunity has been given to us to join the Energy Council, which is a national organization of legislators from states who produce energy. There are 12 states in this council, including such places as Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, Colorado, Wyoming, all coal producing, wind producing. Kansas is part of it, and wind producing. It is an all-in energy council. I have had the opportunity to avail myself of, I spoke at their meeting in Wichita with the late Corky DeMarco. He and I went there to talk about oil and gas in West Virginia. But there's a lot more to this organization, as I found out. I think it is a really important organization to look seriously at. And the reason for that is it does a lot more than just one type of energy or another. It's all including renewables, wind power, solar power, and that type of thing. There are members of electrical producing units that utilize those types of resources, so that we will have a heads up for any type of energy usage. Where I think what comes in, it's particularly important at this time, is the use of oil and gas and the feedstocks for natural gas liquids. The use of that is also something that they're very interested in. They have an organization called the Center for Legislative, Environmental, and Engineering Research, which is a consortium of private companies and academia that tackle problems that are energy related or environmental related that relate to energy. I have found, as a matter of fact, I have a lot of conversations with the people from Shell Oil who are a member of this, and that is important up in my district because they are building a major cracker plant 10 miles north of West Virginia in Monaca, Pennsylvania. Down the road, that's going to have high importance to us when other customers come in to use property for building manufacturing facilities and the like. We have, one of their sponsors is the American Society of Petrochemical Manufacturers. These are people that we're going to have to avail ourselves of. We're going to have to be able to discuss things with them, and that is also part of what we can do with this council. There's an upcoming meeting for the people who are coal people. The upcoming meeting, one of the big items on their agenda is rare earth element usage, which is going to become a very big thing in this state, and they are wired into that as well. The reason I like this organization is because I attended the Southern Legislative Conference, which I think is an important group as well, but these people are focused on energy, and they delve into things that I have not seen. I have not seen this type of depth in research and discussion in other places. And for that matter, I really am a big proponent of us joining this organization. I've talked with them a little bit about the Energy Storage Hub, and they they are inclined to support that, and that would be another 12 states that would be in support of that type of operation, that type of development. And I think it's an important thing. I'll take any questions if I can answer them. I'll be glad to. I will tell you that the annual fee is $38,000, which is 19 from the Senate and 19 from the House. So with that, I'll entertain any questions if I can answer them.
Thank you for your presentation. Are there questions from the committee? Question, recognize Delegate Boggs.
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned the Southern I think, were you referring to the Southern States Energy Board?
Well, that's part of, my understanding is that's part of the SLC, the Southern States Energy Board. That's the same 16 states.
So how does this differ?
This is national and also has 2 Canadian provinces.
Okay.
And it's expanded. The thing I like about it is there are a lot of coal-producing states in this conference that we do not normally. Montana is one, North Dakota is one, Wyoming is one, and they work hard on coal issues as well as oil and gas and renewables. So,
Okay, all right, thank you.
Further questions? Further questions? Not recognize the speaker for a motion.
Mr. President, I move that the legislature vote to join and become a member of the Energy Council.
Further questions on the motion? Questions on the motion? Discussion? Not, all in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. Declare the motion adopted. We're not going to do it yet. Yeah, but we will. Is there any further business to come before the committee? I recognize Senator Blair.
I just want one thing. Since we did this, and I'm supportive of it, but I'd like to have a list, because I don't know where we're at on this, of all the different things that we belong to for the next meeting, so that we can look at it. That was to see whether there's anything that we might want to weed out at this point in time as possible for that matter. Thank you.
Yes, recognize Speaker Armstead.
Just in response, we have looked at some of that, and there are some that we were previously members of that over the years we have just, either, I guess, consciously decided not to be a member of, or just decided not to include in the budget as far as dues for them. So we have taken a look at that, and we've got a list, and I think Aaron, I'm sure, could get that to all of the members of this committee. But there were, I think, probably over 30 or 40, I don't know the exact number, maybe 30 groups at one point. 15. Well, I mean, that we are now, but there were others that were no longer a part of that. I think it was a much longer list. And we have been trying to figure out exactly what benefit we get from each of those, and, you know, whether some overlap with others. And
If I may, I should have added that last sentence on to my comment on that, but what I was asking for is I actually don't know what we belong to. Obviously SLC and a couple like that, but I would like to see the whole list of what we're paying dues out to. And I'll retract my comment because I shouldn't have said it like that. So
It's already out there.
Won't be the last time either.
Well, is there further business to come before the committee? Not, recognize the speaker for a motion.
move we adjourn.
Heard the motion. All those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it. Declare the committee adjourned.